very much, Assemblymember. It's an honor to stand with you in this fight and to stand with everybody standing behind me who have been constant and relentless in this fight. Assemblymember Alvarez from day one has uplifted this issue and fought for us. He didn't mention it today, but last year he led the Assembly Joint Resolution number 12 that every single legislator in our state legislature signed on to, calling for a state of emergency. That resolution had bipartisan support from Republicans to Democrats to independents. So I'm honored to be in this fight with you and with everybody standing here today. Because of his advocacy in Sacramento, Prop 4 will now have $46 million that have been included in the state budget to combat cross-border river pollution. And as he mentioned, he played a pivotal role in including that language in the original proposition. So he has been a champion for our community, and I'm proud to stand with him here today. We are putting pressure on the State Water Resources Control Board to allocate these funds very quickly. I was there September 16 to give testimony before the board and met with Chair Esquivel to make very clear how much of an emergency and how dire it is for us to allocate this funding as fast as possible, because this is not just an environmental issue, this is a public health emergency. In fact, it is the worst public health emergency in the Western Hemisphere. I don't need to reiterate how our communities are suffering. Our children are immunocompromised, the elderly, low-income families that have nowhere else to go. And when you have beach closures, yes, it affects your quality of life. It can affect your ability to recreate. It absolutely has an economic impact as well. But how do you escape polluted air? We all breathe over 11,000 liters per day. And when you don't have clean air to breathe, what do? Well, what happens is you fall ill. And as many of our studies have shown, we have now empirical evidence that 70% of families in the affected areas, including this area, Nestor, San Isidro, South Chula Vista, and Perro Beach, all the way to Coronado, have fallen ill or have a family member that has fallen ill. And that is not fair, it is not just, and it is not okay, and we will not stop fighting until we have solutions. Now, we do have a very specific solution. As the Assembly member mentioned, this is not just a federal issue. This is a state issue, this is a local issue, and as such, those of us in local government have to step up to the plate and put skin in the game. And that's what we have done at the County Board of Supervisors. On September 9th, I had a unanimous support for my board letter that begins the process to conduct an economic impact study and an epidemiological study. And that is going to give us the resources and tools to continue advocating for solutions. But the $46 million that are at the State Water Board right now can go a long way in helping us begin to mitigate the emissions of hydrogen sulfide and other toxic gases. Right next to us is a toxic hotspot, and there's man-made infrastructure there meant to control flooding, which is great. We don't want communities and houses and ranches and farmers to get flooded. However, ironically, that man-made infrastructure that was intended to protect public safety is exacerbating the emissions of gases into the air, and it needs to go. And that's why we need the $46 million so that we can remove that piece of infrastructure and begin to mitigate the toxic gases that our communities are experiencing and suffering from. So I again want to reiterate my gratitude to Assemblymember Alvarez, to every single one of you standing behind me, community members who continue to uplift the voices of those without one, because that at the end of the day is what we are here for, to advocate and fight for them. And that includes the amazing and wonderful and fearless Dr. Kimberly Prather and her team of scientists who have been uplifting and raising the alarm since years, but especially since last year. So it is my honor to pass the mic on to her. Thank you.